One night, while everyone else in the town of Blue Falls was settling down for the evening, I was waiting for my best friend Martina. We were meeting to talk about our top secret project, codenamed Project Sphinx. Hi-ya! Hey, nice one, Martina. It looks like you've been practicing our secret handshake.
Well, I was thinking it might come in handy for Project Sphinx. And speaking of Sphinx, I think it's time we go have one more look.
I don't know. It's nighttime and... Are you sure it's safe? Hey, wait for me, Martina. When you cross into the downside of Blue Falls, things change fast. Only 2 blocks from home, and it's a different world. I'd heard some pretty creepy stories about kids getting followed by croach heads who live in the downside and come out at night. But I tried not to think about it. I figured we could outspeed anyone on Martina's new twin spinner. This spinner makes amazing speed, even with 2 people on it. At this rate, we can go 5 city blocks in 1 minute.
Yeah, and yikes! Did you see that? A Model 9 croach head! Fizz, don't look in its eyes. Remember what they told us in school?
Wow, Martina, that was close. I almost looked right in its eyes. What's supposed to happen anyway?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out. We're here! Look at all those beautiful instruments. Someday that porta-drone will be yours, Fizz, and I'll get the incredible Shrieve-Crump.
Yeah, and we'll get that Super Zap amp as well. Someday. But we've only got $200, and we've been saving for 8 months. It's gonna be a while longer before we can save up enough money to buy...
Hey, Fizz, wait! What's that sign say?
It says, Friday is Shop to Bebop's Whopper one-day only sale. Every item in this store is $60. Martina, that's tomorrow.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We might be able to buy those instruments.
And start Project Sphinx. Let's see, we'll need the porta-drone, the Shrieve-Crump, and that Super Zap amp. What do you think, Martina? With the money we've saved, will we be able to buy all 3? Yeah, all right.
Cool. I can't wait to get my fingers on that Shrieve-Crump. Fizz, let's do an air concert right now.
Live from Blue Falls, we are Sphinx. Martina went nuts with the air Shrieve-Crump.
They love us. Stand back because I'm gonna do my Yahoo Power Flip.
Hey, Julie! If you're ever late for work again, you're fired. Now get in here, on the double.
But Mr. Sams, I'm only 6 minutes late. I had to...
I don't want to hear any excuses, Julie. Now get moving. I've got some big stars coming tonight.
Actually, Mr. Sams, I was wondering if I
Don't waste my time, Julie. We've got work to do. One mistake tonight, and you're fired.
Oh, what am I gonna do?
Excuse me. Hi. Julie? My name's Martina, and this is Fizz. We, couldn't help hearing that guy yelling at you. Is there anything we can do to help?
Oh, thanks, but I don't know what you could possibly do. Poor Trooper.
Who's Trooper? A friend of yours? Is he in trouble?
He's my horse, and yes, he's in trouble. I keep him over at the Casey farm, and I just got a call from Farmer Casey. Trooper's very, very sick. His heart's nearly stopped.
Wow, that sounds pretty serious.
I ran right to the store to buy some medicine, and I was gonna ask Mr. Sams for the day off from work, but he wouldn't even listen to me. He's as mean as a mama wasp, and I can't lose this job. If I do, I won't be able to pay for Trooper's food or his medicine. Oh, this is terrible.
Hold on a second, Julie. What if we bring Trooper his medicine?
That's nice of you to offer, but Trooper won't take his medicine from anyone but me. I think he's plumb scared of strangers.
I have an idea. Can I borrow your glasses and your apron for a second? What do you think? I can take over your shift.
Hey, that's not bad at all, but, I think you need one more thing. Great! Now I just need to get to the Casey farm. Oh no! The next bus won't get me to the Casey farm until 5:30. That's half an hour from now.
I'll take you to the Casey farm on Martina's bike.
Your bike? It's pretty far, you know. 40 whole blocks away.
Listen, Julie, even with 2 of us on that twin spinner, we'll feel like we're flying. I promise we'll get there faster than that bus.
I hope you know what you're talking about, Fizz. Trooper's life is at stake. If you can't get Julie there faster than the bus, you'd better just admit it right now. You're right, Fizz. It looks like you can get there in 8 minutes. But you'd better hurry. And Julie, don't worry. I've got things covered here.
Thanks. You kids are like 2 angels. Just when I thought everything was falling to pieces, you 2 come along.
I'm glad we could help. I just hope Trooper's gonna be okay.
You know, I don't know why, but I just have this feeling that everything is gonna turn out all right.
I was glad she felt that way. I didn't want to ruin her mood, so I didn't tell her about the croach head that was tailing us. The last thing she needed was another worry.
While Fizz was biking Julie to the Casey farm to take care of her sick horse Trooper, I was busy trying to act like a waitress. I needed to do a good job because I didn't want to get Julie into worse trouble than she was already in.
Hey, Julie, you look different tonight.
Excuse me, miss. Excuse me.
Move it, Julie. And remember, Mr. Sam's wants us to push the $8 dinner special.
Suddenly, the restaurant got all quiet. I was sure that everyone had noticed me all at once, but then I saw her in the doorway. Miss Angel Eyes, Blue Fall's very own movie star.
Julie, I'm counting on you to take care of Angel Eyes. Get her anything she wants, and make sure she's very happy. Remember, no mistakes. Your job is on the line.
Hi, Miss Angel Eyes. Pleased to meet you. I'm Julie, your waitress. May I get you something to drink? Tea? Cranberry juice?
Well, I would like... First, honey, tell me the truth. What do you think of this band?
Well, if you want my honest opinion, I think the guy in Shreveport is overrated, and the portadrome player is pretty weak.
Oh, Julie, you and I must be the only 2 people in the world who aren't gaga over the Zords. I just can't understand why they're so popular. Honey, if you tell Mr. Sam's to get rid of that band, I will be forever grateful. Here's a little thank you for your trouble.
Thank you, Miss Angel Eyes. Being a waitress isn't half bad. Mr. Sam's, Angel Eyes wants you to boot the band.
Julie, what's wrong with your voice? What's wrong with the band?
Oh, my voice? I think I'm just nervous, you know, with Angel Eyes being here and all. And as for the band, sir, they stink.
Angel Eyes said that? Then that's it. They're out of here.
Hey, what the hell? What happened?
What the?
Miss Angel Eyes, please accept our apologies and this free beverage.
Oh, honey, thank you ever so much for getting rid of that positively gruesome band. Oh, a purple squelch. How did you know this was my favorite drink? Here, take this $50 as a small token of my appreciation.
Wow, thanks a lot. It was really no problem. I don't like them either.
So, whom do you like to listen to, honey? You got a hot music tip for Angel Eyes?
Yeah, check out a band called Sphinx. Very hot.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Sphinx. Yes, I will indeed.
Hello, miss. Hello, waitress. Can somebody take our order?
Just my luck. The angry customer at the next table was my history teacher, Mr. Tweetwig.
You look awfully familiar. And yet I don't remember seeing you at this restaurant before. Are you new here, Miss Julie?
Oh, no, me? I've been working here forever. But we do have some brand spanking new specials. Can I bring you something to eat this evening?
Yes, well, My wife and I have $25. Is that enough for us both to have dinner specials?
And how much tip, sir?
Oh, well, my usual tip, of course. The same tip I leave every week. Didn't you say you've been here forever?
Oh, right. Sorry about that. Yes, that's fine. $25 will cover 2 specials and your usual tip. Excuse me, Sparkle? You gotta help me. Do you know how much that guy over there, Mr. Tweetwig, usually tips?
Yeah, don't you know? He always leaves a tip that's 1/2 of the total bill.
I was pretty worried at this point. I had no idea if I told Mr. Tweetwig the right answer or not. If I was wrong that $25 would cover the dinners and the tip, I was in big trouble. He would definitely find out that I wasn't a real waitress. Even with his usual tip, Mr. Tweetwig still had an extra $1. Now I just had to stay out of his way so he wouldn't recognize me.
Oh, Julie! Honey, come over and talk to me about this van, Sphinx.
While Martina was covering for Julie, I was pedaling furiously to get away from that Croach Head and closer to the Casey horse farm.
Hey, what's the big idea? I'm getting sick of running into you, kiddo.
Fizz, is this some friend of yours?
Not exactly. His name is Budge Callis. He goes to my school. He's the pitcher on our school baseball team and kind of a bully. Boy, this was not a good time to run into Budge. I guess you could say I was between a Budge and a Croach Head. Not a good place to be. So I did the first thing I could think of. Maybe it wasn't the nicest thing to do, but... Budge! I was just telling my friend Julie here that I couldn't believe that Croach Head back there said that you pitch worse than a bottle slug.
The Croach Head said that I... Oh, I'm gonna show him.
Come on, Julie. Push hard, quick. Yikes, that was a close one. Wait till I tell Martina that we barely escaped a Croach Head.
Is Martina your girlfriend?
Yes, I mean, no, she's my, she's my best friend.
She seems like a great girl, Fizz. Farmer Casey, how's Trooper doing? I brought his medicine.
Well, Julie, I wish I could tell you good news. But the truth is, Trooper's not doing too well. His heart is very weak, and his temperature is 15 degrees above normal. We need to get his temperature back down to normal soon, or he's in big trouble.
Can we help him? What does the medicine say?
Well, let's see. There are 12 pills here.
Should we put them in Trooper's food?
Yes, but not all at once. The directions say we should give Trooper exactly 3 pills every hour. No more, no less. If we do that, Trooper's temperature should drop 2 degrees each hour he takes the medicine.
Oh, no. I hope this medicine will work. It's Trooper's only chance.
Oh, Julie, I don't know how to tell you this, but it looks like Trooper's temperature will still be too high, even after we give him this medicine. He might get well on his own, but his chances aren't too good, and his heartbeat's getting weaker. Unless some kind of miracle happens, there's only a small chance Trooper can survive.
Oh, poor Trooper. That horse has been my best friend.
I know it sounds strange, but I couldn't help wondering what would happen if we had some really strong batteries. I knew from science class that a few small batteries could make a dead frog jump, so maybe a really, really big one could jumpstart Trooper's heart. I guess those were just the kind of crazy thoughts people have at times like these.
Well, Fizz, thanks for your help. Looks like it's gonna rain soon, so why don't you skedaddle on home? And try not to worry too much. Julie and I will let you know if Trooper gets better or worse.
When I finally got home, I was exhausted. I climbed under my covers and listened to the sounds of an approaching storm. Of course, I had my tape recorder too. After a night like we had just been through, a kid needs to talk to someone who can really listen. For me, it's my tape recorder. I told my tape recorder about Trooper and felt a little better. I talked about Sphinx and even tried singing some new song ideas on tape. Finally, I could feel myself dropping off to sleep. Peace and quiet at last. I woke up to a freezing bedroom, wondering why I had left my window wide open. I never leave it open.
Fizz, what's going on? I've been downstairs waiting for my breakfast. Kids. When I was a kid, I got up at 5 a.m. to make breakfast for my whole family, all 10 of us. But no one helps me, including my baseball team. When am I gonna find a pitcher who averages at least 14 strikeouts a game? You know, he wouldn't have to have 14 strikeouts every game. Sometimes it could be a little less, sometimes a little more, but it would all average out to 14 strikeouts a game. Huh. Hey, and close that window, will you? It's freezing.
As I got out of bed, I found my tape recorder in my bed covers. I rewound the tape deck and played it back. I heard some of my dumb song ideas. Then I heard me snoring. And then... a croach head! Had it been in my room?
Fizz, what's wrong? I guess you're taking this thing about Trooper pretty hard, huh?
It's not just that. It's... Well, you're not going to believe this, but last night I think a croach...
I could have sworn that waitress was... Today, class, I will proceed with a lecture entitled The Puritans of 1692 and Their Irrational Fear and Hatred of Witches. You see, the Puritans were terrified and suspicious of a group of...
Sir?
Yes, Fizzmond?
Sir, could you talk about the croach heads from the downside?
Fizz, it is not like you to try to intentionally antagonize a teacher.
No, sir, but I was honestly thinking that in a way, witches are like croach heads. We hate them, but we don't really understand why.
Humph! Fizz, I'll admit you have made an interesting point. I have some old papers here that I obtained from my brother Hector. Consider. A short history of the croach head. Original name, Cervoid. Number of cervoids built, 6. Purpose, factory work. Method of remote control, human eye contact. Work status, never used, abandoned. Seems that there was a mysterious malfunction. Even though all the systems tested perfectly, every cervoid behaved as if it were damaged. Apparently, the cervoids learned to pretend that they were broken. Technically, the cervoid brain had a bad attitude. So Hector pulled all the cervoids back to the lab and attempted to zap each cervoid with enough mega-zaps to cause a positive attitude reversal. He determined that each cervoid needed to soak up 7 megazaps to get the full reversal treatment. If the cervoids were not zapped with exactly the right number of megazaps, the plan wouldn't work. The lab assistant hooked up a standard 84 megazap transfixer to the cervoids so that the electricity would be divided equally among all of them.
Fizz, why are you taking so many notes? Do we need to know this?
I'm working on a theory. I think that maybe, just maybe, Hector's calculations were off, so the voltages weren't right. I was right. Hector gave each cervoid 14 megazaps. That's twice as many as they were supposed to get. Don't you see? Maybe it reversed too much. Look, I'll explain later. I'll be back after lunch period, and I'll fill you in.
Good luck, Fizz! Don't forget we have to go into town after school and get our instruments.
Not so fast, kiddo.
Oh, hi, Budge. Just my luck.
So a croachhead said I pitched like a bottle slug, huh? I know you lied, 'cause croachheads can't talk. They're too dumb to talk. You tried to get me crunched by a croachhead, so now I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
Budge, wait. Before you do anything crazy, I have a surprise for you. It's right over at my house. Really? Come on. It was nice to know that I hadn't lost my gift for coming up with instant bologna. Hi, Uncle Quesmet. I came home for lunch to—
Hey, who said you could bring home a milk dud?
Who's the loudmouth in the chair?
Budge, say hello to the owner of the Blue Falls Stingers. And Uncle Q, I'd like you to meet the best pitcher in the entire world, Budge Callis.
I've heard of you, Callus. I've heard you're a real crazy. So how were your last 4 games? How many strikeouts?
Well, sir, the strikeouts in my last 4 games were, respectively, 12, 14, 16, and 18, respectively, sir.
I couldn't tell if Uncle Q was impressed or not. I was trying to remember what he had insisted that a pitcher's strikeout average should be. I really hoped Budge had the average Uncle Q needed. If Budge got a job with the Blue Falls Stingers, I was pretty sure he'd never bother me again.
Budge, you averaged 15 strikeouts per game. Are you aware of what that means, son?
While Budge and Uncle Q were busy slapping each other on the back, I sneaked up to my room to find my tape recorder. I'll just take this tape out and put it in backwards, and we'll see what happens. Mr. Croachhead, if your brain did get reversed, then maybe, just maybe— Ah! Oh, that's just me snoring backwards. Okay, here goes.
Please help us. It's all in the eyes.
I was right. The Croachheads were talking backwards. And listening to what this one had to say, it sure didn't sound dangerous. I was starting to suspect that a lot of the stuff people said about Croachheads just wasn't true. I was about to call Martina and tell her about my discovery when— Hello?
Hello, Fizzman. This is Farmer Casey. I got your number from Julie.
Oh, hi, Farmer Casey.
I thought you'd want to know that Trooper's doing just fine.
Just fine? That's incredible. That's great. But isn't that sort of impossible? I thought—
Yes, Fizzman. I'd say it's both great and impossible. Last night, the ticker on this little horse had just plain stopped. The only thing in the world that could have saved him is one of those electrode thingies they have at hospitals that make a guy jump. But no, sir. On a farm, you won't have any contraptions that can zap you with a couple of mega-zaps. It's a darn mystery to me how Trooper made it.
It's a mystery, yeah. But I think I just may know how it happened. I'll let you know if I find out for sure. Bye, Farmer Casey. Thanks for calling.
Please help us. It's all in the eyes.
It was crazy, all right, but it had to be true. Some Croachhead had zapped Trooper to make him better. And if the Croachheads had helped Trooper, then we had to help them. I had to tell Martina. Hey, Martina, I have so much to tell you. I think I figured out—
Fizz, I was just about to call you. I have the best news. You're not going to believe it.
Oh, well, what is it?
Well, Mr. Sams, Julie's boss, called me here. He wanted to talk to someone from the band because Miss Angel Eyes told him to get Sphinx to play in the restaurant. He said that the gig was for tonight at 8, so I told him I was the Sphinx manager and that I'd have a shreve crump and a drone ready to go.
What's a gig?
What's a gig? Oh, come on, Fizz.
Who's that?
Oh, that's just Scrimp. He came home with me for lunch so he could talk with Mom about satellites and radios and stuff.
Oh.
So I told Mr. Sams that we'd play our new hit song. You said you were writing a song, right?
Well, kind of. I'm glad we practiced at the shop to bebop. So I'll swing by your house on my bike after school and pick you up, okay?
Oh, don't worry about it. Scrimp can pedal me over to the restaurant. I'll pick up the instruments and see you there, Fizz.
I couldn't decide what to worry about first. Croach heads, Scrimp, Budge, Scrimp, the new song, Scrimp. I decided to work on the new song, but there was just one problem. My singing range was usually 12 notes, but when I was exhausted, like now, my range dropped down to just one note, and I could feel a sore throat coming on. If it got any worse, I wouldn't be able to sing at all. When I felt this way, there was only one thing that could help: peppermint ice pops. I needed just 2 of them, one for now and one for right before the concert. I knew Uncle Q had a box of 50 in the kitchen. He was planning to give them to the guys on his baseball team, but he had promised me that if there were any left, after he divided the pops equally among the 15 players, he would give them to me. Now I just needed to figure out how many peppermint ice pops would be left. I hoped it would be enough to get me through the day. Great! I'd get 5 ice pops. That was enough to scare away my sore throat, so I'd still be able to sing. Now I just needed to write a song. It could be something about a horse, a waterfall, the Croach Heads. Of course, this was going to be a big hit. That night, as I entered the downside, I knew that our dream of Project Sphinx was about to come true. I gripped the words to my new song. Near Sam's place, I passed an alley where I'd seen Croach Heads before. I dropped the song and shouted, "It's a song for you guys!" When I finally entered the back door of Sam's place, I saw Martina and Scrimp.
I'm so glad you're here, Fizz. Look at your drone. And look, there's already a huge crowd here to see us. Mr. Sams is selling tickets for $4 each.
I saw Budge and Uncle Q at a table in front. They had a baseball contract in front of them.
While the band sets up, I'm pleased to announce that here with us tonight is the owner of our very own baseball team, the Blue Falls Stingers.
Hey, we've already made $600 at the door.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Great? It's fantastic. $160 of that money is from the Sphinx t-shirts that I'm selling at the door. The rest is all from admission tickets.
So, Mr. Sams, should we get started?
Not so fast, kid. I don't want you kids to start until at least 100 people have bought tickets. Let me go check. No point you guys playing if we don't have an audience.
I sure hoped 100 people had bought tickets. I was already pretty nervous, and I could feel my knees starting to shake. If I had to wait any longer, I might be too nervous to sing. There are 110 people out there, so here goes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Sphinx.
What the?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Martina, what happened?
Hey, what's going on?
Hello? May I have your attention, please? I am sorry to announce that there has been a power failure.
Fizz, this is terrible.
We will have to cancel the show tonight.
Oh, come on.
But don't worry. Your tickets will be fully refunded.
Hey, Fizz, my Shreve Crump is working. I don't know why, but let's play.
Croach Head Maniac. Croach Head Flashback. Your nose extended. Your nose retract. It's all in the eyes. With Croach Heads, they're back. Wow, they really liked us. The crowd kept cheering, but I wasn't really paying attention. First, there was someone I had to thank. Wow, I can't believe it. First you saved Trooper's life, and now you saved our show. How can we possibly thank you? Is there anything we can do to help?
You have already helped, and now I must help the others. Thank you and goodbye.
Fizz, what's going on? I didn't know Croach Heads could talk. And why would it help us?
That's what I wanted to tell you earlier. The Croaches just got zapped with too many mega zaps, so they're overflowing with electricity. But this one just lost some of its juice by zapping Trooper and our amplifier. I think it's finally had an attitude reversal.
Wow, Fizz. Trooper's alive. The Croach Heads are friendly. And Sphinx is real.
Yeah, and speaking of Sphinx, Martina, I think we've kept our fans waiting long enough.